Bad argument equals bad relationship is the most perfect way to put it when you're dealing with a dismissive avoidant. If you think about the way that dismissive avoidance is formed, when they were a child, if they brought any conflict to their parents, to their caretakers, they were either completely dismissed and rejected, or it caused some kind of chaos, like maybe their parent lacked emotional regulation. What that taught them essentially is, in order to be accepted in my relationships with people who claim to love me, I have to be perfect. I have to be the peacemaker. I have to be super strong and independent, just take everything in and internalize it and not cause a fuss, because that's going to cause me to get rejected. That's a very painful wound that will stick with a person. So when they get into romantic relationships, what they're thinking is I'm really bothered that my partner is doing that. I wish they wouldn't do that. But, oh my God, I can't tell them, because if I tell them, they might reject me. They're not going to like that I brought that up, because I remember the last time I tried to bring something up with my parents, it turned into a huge thing, or they rejected me after I said it, and they called me a pussy and told me to just figure it out. If you don't have any healthy or realistic examples of communicating, having conflict in a healthy way, then how would you know? How would you know that that doesn't lead to rejection if your entire life it always did? And this is really unfortunate, because not only is it unfair to the avoidance partner, but it's also unfair to the avoidant, because the avoidant is in this relationship not getting any of their needs met, like their actual underlying needs. They don't know how to communicate them. Once in a while, I'll get a comment from avoidants on here asking how they can start healing. And while I believe getting into therapy is probably the best thing you can do, there are little things you can do in the meantime. And I would say one really helpful thing you can start doing, and I had to do this as a people pleaser, and I've gotten way better about this, is you have to learn how to start asserting your needs. I had this same exact problem where I felt that me asserting my needs was going to cause conflict, or I was going to be rejected in some kind of way, it's gonna go wrong. So I started practicing with just really small things. For instance, if I'm at a restaurant and the waitress brings me the wrong meal, instead of just eating it and being whatever, I don't want to cause a scene, I will just, in a nice way, be hey, I actually didn't order this. Is there any way you could make me the thing I ordered? That's all. And you don't get rejected, because the reality is people actually want to know what your needs are. People don't like it. If you're sitting there unsatisfied and unhappy, they want to know what your needs are. And you know what? If you communicate your need to someone and they reject you, that's on them. So you start small. And the reason that's so important is because it gives you practice in seeing that when you do assert your needs, it doesn't lead to a catastrophe.